I found it! This is the best I can do because there is not a lot of large wall space in my new place. This baby might not even get hung up in here. We shall see what happens. Hello YouTube, my name's Marie, and today we're going to talk about the first 10 episodes of the Korean drama Sky Castle. So Sky Castle follows 4 families and their interactions with one another who live within a gated community called Sky Castle. Now, the husbands of these 4 families are all involved in the hierarchy of a certain hospital there. And then with the wives and the children, that main drama is definitely focused on getting their kids into Seoul University or med school. By the end of the first episode, there is a major upset to the ecosystem of Sky Castle. New people come in, new outsiders come in, and you quickly see that Sky Castle is not as perfect as it may seem. I've never been one to get enjoyment out of watching shows about the rich 1%. Sky Castle is different because the quality of the film work and the quality of the production make it a level all onto itself. And I think if you are like me and you hear kind of this synopsis about like the wealthy and you're like, nah, not for me, I would still give it a chance because everything is so well made. I love all of the cinematography. It's incredibly creative. There is so much use of reflections, which I think is very interesting because it reminds me of mirrors a lot, and this is definitely a show where they're taking a closer look at characters and what they present to themselves. So I think there's a lot of layers to the director's use of the reflections, which, you know, you can think as much about that as you'd like or as little as about that as you like. I frankly love everything. You know, the sets look rich. You know, you watch this show and you believe that they are in this gated community housing surgeons. Not only do the homes look rich, but their costumes, like the costume designs and the fabrics, they all look so luxurious. And positives for me is definitely the overall craftsmanship of the show. I have absolutely no complaints. I can only say positive things about it, about the directing and cinematography and the editing and the soundtrack too. There is one episode 5, where I thought that the sound choices for me didn't work at all, especially because it had to do with my favorite family, and I thought that the plot of that whole episode of episode 5 was incredibly powerful, and then the music choices for that episode were very strange because they were very over the top and they didn't match with any of the other episodes, and they haven't happened again. So it felt jarring to me because I'm like, I don't get what you're doing here and I don't like it. I wish you would stop. And secondly, the acting is really wonderful, jaw-dropping, spectacular, incredible. Basically, everything about this show is wonderful. And that's probably why it has some record-breaking ratings. At least that's what I've been told in the comments, and that's why I actually decided to keep watching this show, is because I mentioned that I had watched the first 2 episodes in my February wrap-up and that I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue watching it, and then a commenter said, oh, you know, Korea itself didn't really think the first 2 episodes are really good, but now it's got record-breaking ratings. Oh, curious. Color me intrigued. I can definitely see the appeal of this kind of show because the plot is incredibly relevant. And it's not only relevant to Korea, which is an experience I cannot speak to because I'm not Korean, I'm not from Korea, I never went through the Korean education system, but just look at what's happening in the States with the university scandals that are happening right now. So it's like, it's not only a relevant story to Korea and relevant all around the world, which I think is great. It's a universal story about rich people. Rich people don't change. They're the same everywhere. Those are my positives. And then a middle one, I am very sorry, the heater just turned on. I'm sure you can hear it, but sometimes it's on frickin' forever. So we're just gonna power through it. So the middle part, characters. There are some characters I really like and some that I don't. It's not characters like, ooh, I love to hate them sort of thing. That's not the situation we have here. It's characters that I think the show is presenting me these characters and assuming that these are the ones I'm going to really like, but I hate them. So the characters that I really, really, really love is the family with the twins. I actually really love that entire family dynamic. That is delicious. Them, or if I was to continue watching, which I'm not, I would be watching for that family. And then the only other character that I really enjoy is the coach. I really like her because she's an ambiguous character. So I really dislike the writer, the wife of the new family who moves in and starts, yay, it stopped, and starts to investigate what happened with. She is so nosy. She's just so nosy. And she's so high and mighty. She crosses the line, in my opinion, a lot. Because I agree with the people that are opposing her or the people that are telling her, oh, you're crossing the line, but I get the impression that the show is telling me that those people are wrong. The show is trying to tell the people that are against her that they're wrong, but I agree with them. I'm not invested in her. Every time she's on screen, I get annoyed, like actively annoyed. Like, I just don't like her. I don't like her at all. So that is the main reason why I am going to stop watching Sky Castle, is because I just don't like enough of the characters. What I'm going to do, and I know I'm weird for doing this, I'm gonna throw that out there before I even tell you what I'm gonna do. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stop watching, wait till it's finished, look up spoilers, and if the show goes in a way that I think would be interesting, then I'll go back and watch it. I don't think that I lose anything from the show from knowing what's gonna happen before it happens. Like, I don't get spoiler culture. Like, I think people get way too upset when someone spoils them. That's just me, and I am very careful not to spoil things for other people because I do understand some people like to be genuinely surprised. Me, I don't like to waste my time. So my recommendation for you guys is, if you are unsure, if you've heard of Sky Castle and your interest is piqued at all by the premise, just go watch it. Go give it, I would say, 3 episodes. Again, the first 2 are definitely the worst. They're not bad. They're definitely not bad, but it does get significantly better and significantly more interesting, and the plot moves incredibly quickly. See if you like the characters, because if you like the characters, this is going to be a 5-star show for you. So, have a good day, have a good night, bye.